Hey guys, going to be showing you the Physical and Chemical Changes virtual lab. I'm going to run through a couple of experiments here that I have set up. And what we're going to be able to do is look at what signs that are present during the changes we're going to look at. We'll be able to figure out if they are physical or chemical in nature. So without much ado, we're going to run through the stations here that I have set up. And I'm going to be working in the order you're going to find them in the lab handout. Okay, so we're going to fill out our data table, and that is on the bottom of page 2. So without much else, we're going to get started here, and I'm going to switch cams. Okay, so what we have here to start us out, okay, is a piece of wax. I'm going to zoom in there a little bit. Looks like we're about zoomed in. Okay, a piece of wax in the test tube. Okay, and so we're gonna see what happens here when I put the flame here, and get some change there. Okay. So again, you want to record your observations for this. Okay, and the table provided. A little bit more. Okay. Now for, your next demonstration, I'm going to be moving over to my splints. Okay, these are rather handy. We use them a good number of times, okay, throughout the year. Get our change going there. Again, this is for the wooden splint. Okay. You guys can make your observations. Okay. I'm going to extinguish it there. Now, this is for station number 2. I got me a piece of paper here, okay, technically funnel paper. And so for our first change there, for number 1 in station 2, okay. Tear. I'm going to put it in that beaker there and zoom down a little bit, if it will let me. Oops. And wonderful, right there. Okay, you guys can see that beaker there. My next, I'm going to feel like a magician. For my next trick, I'll need a participant from the audience. So I have this, okay, funnel paper here. Okay, it's been pre-soaked in what's known as a metal ion solution. Okay, so I'm going to catch this on fire. Okay. Make your observations. Ooh. Light it up. Okay. You can see that getting all toasty inside. It's going to have a nice aroma. Okay. Moving along. Okay, that was station 2, number 2. Okay. For station 3, what I'm going to be doing here is switching my cam here so you guys can get a better sight. Okay. But I got potassium chloride. Okay. This is KCl. Potassium chloride is used as a salt substitute for people that need low sodium diets. And I'm going to be putting it in a well plate. It says mix with 3 to 4 drops of water and stir with a toothpick. From there, it says add 2 drops of silver nitrate, AgNO3. So for this next demonstration, okay, pardon the camera motion, I'm going to set her up just above my well plate here. Okay. So you guys can see, okay, what I got here is my well plate. Okay. See if I can angle that a little bit better. Okay. So I got my well plate, and I'm going to add a little bit of this potassium chloride here. Oops. Really only want to add a sprinkle or two. Okay, not a big chunk. And which one would you see that one? Oh, no, you're gonna see me. We'll put it to this well here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there. KCl, potassium chloride. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that. Okay. Now it says stir, with a toothpick, but I'm actually just gonna use the pipette here. Just enough to cover, okay, my salt. So stir, 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 stir. Okay. And you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this white background because there's a good chance we'll see our change here better if I don't have a white background. We'll see. Now I'm going to add silver nitrate. Silver nitrate's AgNO3. And I'm going to add a little bit of this. Whoops, wrong well. Ooh, nice. Okay, make your observations. Okay. You notice that's a clear substance in that pipette there. Okay, definitely not clear down there. Okay. Now we'll come back to this well plate here in a moment because I'm going to need it for the last demo. Okay, I'm going to transition the camera again. Okay, for our next change, you got to come this way. And what you're going to see here in station 4, okay, let me get her ready. Okay, you're going to see a test tube here. Station 4, it says cut a piece of magnesium ribbon. Okay, look at that pretty ribbon right there. Magnesium, alkaline earth metal. Okay, I'm going to put it down in that test tube there. Ooh, springy. And it says, place the piece of magnesium in a well plate. Well, I upped the amount here, so I'm going to use a test tube. Okay, and add a few drops of hydrochloric acid. So we're going to do this. Okay, let me go ahead and aliquot away. Okay, and you guys can make your observations there. Okay. Now, what you don't experience there at home is that this reaction is also giving off a decent amount of heat. Okay. So I'll let you guys observe that. While you guys are looking at that, I've got to move some labware around so you can see the next demonstration. Go. Boy, do I love that. That's a good change there. Mm-hmm. You guys can observe there, and actually I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. Very vigorous, very vigorous. Get my next thing going here. Don't want too much. My next demo. So now I'm going to turn your attention, okay, to this setup here I have, okay. Now I'm going to put you back on that there amounts I have. So let me, again, pardon the shaking. So you can see into my work. Okay, let's make sure I have you where I need you. Now look at how pretty those crystals are. Okay, look at how pretty those are. That's copper 2 sulfate. Copper 2 sulfate. Okay, so I like this chemical. It looks pretty. Solutions with copper 2 sulfate in it look very nice. Now what I'm going to be showing you here is station 5, okay, step 1. And you guys can read that. And what it asks me to do is crush this up. So I have a mortar and a pestle here, and I'm going to get to crushing. Rundle smash. Okay. So crush, 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 crush. You guys can see that these crystals are becoming more fine in powder. Do that a little bit. Okay, you guys can see the change going on there. Crunch, 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 crunch. Okay. So we got definitely a change there. Okay. Now it says place the ground powder into an evaporating dish and heat gently over a hot plate. Okay. I don't know if I have it heating gently right now, but I'm going to pour it into an evaporating dish. Okay. Which is this glass right here. We can zoom out a little bit so you guys, oops. Okay, can see my setup there. And what I'm going to do is put it on this hot plate. Okay. Whoa, earthquake. Okay. I'm going to bring you over here. You guys can see the hot plate. Look. As long as it behaves and doesn't fall. Okay. Oh, ah! You guys all right? Okay, maybe. There we go. So you'll be able to see into my setup there. Okay. Zoom down in a little bit. I think that's as far as it goes. We'll figure it out. So I'm gonna dump a little bit of that powder. Okay. Spread it out. Okay. And let's see how I want. And we'll heat this. Okay. Changes occur. I'll lift you up there. While you guys are looking at that, I'm also going to be putting on an oven mitt. Also, I'll be spreading it out here. Okay. Noticing some changes myself. Again. Okay. Pull you up there, maybe you can see a better view. Definitely some more obvious changes occurring. Okay. Okay. Mix it up there a little bit. Now I'm going to let that sit for just a moment. Let you guys look at it as I angle you back up into my apparatus there. And while you guys are looking at that, I'm going to bring over my well plate here. Okay. Okay, so I can set up for the next station, which involves the good old baking soda and vinegar thing. So, go ahead and organize that. Okay. I'm going to pull this off there just momentarily. Okay. Notice a little bit change there from our ground powder. And I got to go get my vinegar. Also called acetic acid. That's the technical name for it. Okay. So what I'm about to show you next is going to be, I'm going to pull this off. Oh, I almost spilled it. Pull that off so I can use it for the last segment. Okay. I'm going to transition your attention back to my well plate. You get your dangle down in there. Make sure you stay in place so you don't fall down and bump your head. Okay. So, got me some baking soda. Take off my oven glove. Got my baking soda. I'm going to go ahead. Baking soda, is sodium bicarbonate. Put it down in there. Now what I'm going to do for you is add my vinegar. I'm not really concerned about the overflow. You got your change there. And okay, go ahead, make your observations. Okay. For the next little tidbit, I just need to go back and get some water. We'll go back to, okay, that was station number 6, okay, that you see in that well plate. And then it says, okay, I'm going back to station 5 because that evaporating dish needed to cool down a little bit. To be honest with you, it's not that cold down, but I also want to wrap this slab up for you. So I'm going to transition back over here, okay, with my glass. Let me pull you in a bit closer. And it says to add water to this. And this is station 5, step 3. See how it works. Ooh. Okay. Notice what I'm doing there to the edges there, where it's the lightest. Okay. Well, folks, we did it. And let me transition back over. Okay, switch video. Okay, so let me secure that camera there. So, folks, what we saw there were some physical and chemical changes. Okay, make sure that you complete that table. Okay, wrap up on your observations. Okay, in that last column, it says new substance form. Okay, you should only choose that if you thought this was a chemical change. Okay, and so then once you're all set up there, okay, you feel free to ask me questions. Okay, we have some follow-up questions there to wrap up on, but that will be our physical and chemical changes virtual lab. Okay, let me know what you think. Ask questions if you have any, and we'll see you next time.